Hello, everyone. Now, welcome to Meet Tina here. This clip is about understanding your soul contracts. They're not just one soul contract, they're actually more than that. They are actually seven contracts that everyone carried. Surprised, right? So, have you ever wondered why certain people keep showing up in your life and why you face the same challenges repeatedly? And why you feel drawn to specific work or missions, it is not a random, guys. It is not a punishment when you experience those challenges. It is actually your soul contract that you have created yourself. Yes. And today, I'm going to show you how to read it, understand it, and use it to create the life you were born to live. All right. Know that the information that I share in this video is a channel information from Akashic Record and Archangel Metatron and a council of AOI or a group of 12 council. I call them ancient or organic intelligence. Have opened up the Akashic Record and share so much information with me with all this channeling. Okay. So first of all, let me share my own personal stories. Okay. Now, in order for me to be able to share this, I must walk the talk. That's what they said. So my personal story, before I ever understood my soul contracts deeply, I felt like life was happening to me and it wasn't fair at all. So I wonder why I kept attracting difficult relationships. Yes. I mean, I'm a lot older now, but when I was young, attract a lot of handsome men, but that it never been close, never been close relationship, and it's always challenging. Took me many years to really try to understand this. Why some people are so lucky, and why some people just, I used to think like myself, we're not. But it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the contract that I wrote for myself to experience and why I felt so different from everyone else since I was a child. And I'm sure some people listening to these words right now also feel the same thing. Do you feel that? Post a comment. Why I just couldn't fit in, why I felt so just different. And then beginning of last year, Archangel Metatron and the Council of AOI show me my real, true Akashic records that's never been opened by any psychic, any intuitives. I have received many readings in the past by other readers, which I thought, I mean, they're good. However, when they first began to open up my record, they said, no human can read my own records here except myself. And that's because it has been chilled. I mean, this is specifically for my own record. I'm not talking about other people. And that's because I have accessed from the highest frequency, such as Archangel Metatron and the Council of AOI. I have received such a detail that I finally understood my own path, my own record. And I start remembering my own path, my own record that I wrote myself before the first incarnation on this earth. And everything just made sense to me. I realized I wasn't broken. I was not cursed. What I felt unfair was not that. I was simply living out my agreements I made before I was born. And once I understood them, everything changed completely. So I can tell you for listening right now that by the end of this video, you will totally understand that what soul contract actually are. I don't think many people understood completely. There are 7 types of soul contracts everyone has actually, and how to identify your specific contracts, how to complete contracts that no longer serve you, and how to live your contracts consciously on this new earth, the 5D you can call, the new earth, the ascension earth. So, what are soul contracts? Let me start off with that. So, the simple definition of the soul contract is a sacred agreement. I made my own contract. We each of us make our own contract, created. Before we were born, about what you would experience and learn and accomplish in specific lifetime, and especially this lifetime, for example. So we have this pre-birth planning, actually even way before, like origin of Earth. We have planned this in different incarnations. So before you incarnated, you met with your soul council. Okay. And in my case, it's a council of AOI. There are 12 of them. So they can be called council of elders. They are Archangel Metatron. Sometimes there's different name, but it's the same frequency, the same being. We call it the scribe or the record keepers. Okay, the librarian. So your soul family members, they are your soul family members actually. So you get to reveal your soul evolution, and I'm sure a lot of people know about this part already, about how they would meet their council and they would write their own soul contract to be here. But wait until the end of this video, you get to hear about the other contracts, that you have more than one contracts. So now you will reveal your soul evolution and what you have learned in the past lives. You're going to learn how your karma needs balancing, what gift you want to develop, and what you want to contribute to Earth. So you choose your contract. You chose it. It's not randomly assigned, and you chose them. So based on your soul growth goals and design for your highest evolution. Okay. So it's like you come into this earth, it's like a playground. That it's like a game, a playground that you get to play your characters. So everything was written in Akashic records, the frequency. So you have your soul's life plan here. It's flexible, it's not fixed. So, and there are also multiple lifetime options. They're always free will. Always honor your free will. Okay. So now the key understanding in this video is that your soul contracts are not punishment. Just remember that. Like when you have karma, it's not punishment. They're not tests from an angry God. They are agreements you made because your soul wanted specific experiences for growth, for healing, for evolutions. So I'm going to give you an analogy so you can understand a little bit better. Think of it as like enrolling into the university. You choose your major, you choose your classes, you choose your professors, right? Yes, the classes are very challenging sometimes, which, that's what I discovered when I was in college. Yes, they are exam, but you sign up because you wanted the degree. So contracts are pretty much the same analogy. You enrolled in the Earth School and chose your curriculum. All right, now we got that, right? Now, the next part is there are actually 7 type of soul contracts. Hello, do you know what they are? All right. I bet some of you may know, some of you, maybe many of you may not know at all. So this is where this video came from. That's what it's for. So every soul has contracts in 7 categories. So let me break them down simply. The contract type 1 It's a life purpose contract. And what it is that your agreement about what you are here to do and be in this lifetime. For example, you could have a teacher and healer contract. You can have artist creator contract, leader and pioneer contract, a caregiver nurturing contract, warrior protector contract, bridge and builder contract, grid walker contract. That's what I talked in a prior video. You guys should watch that video, about grid walker contracts. Very, very important. And just quickly, I do offer the grid walker contract reading. I also offer this 7 contract reading. All you have to do is just look under the description in this video, and it will give you details of how to book this reading. Okay, I will open up the Akashic Records video. So now, how to recognize yours contract, what you feel passionate about, what comes naturally to you, what you would have done even if you weren't paid. Like, what would you do if you weren't paid? What people always ask you to help with, for help with. What you did as a child before being conditioned. So by living consciously, and now it's very important in fifth consciousness, new earth path that you are moving into. When you align with your life purpose contract, life flows so beautifully. Many doors will open, synchronicity happen, and you feel fulfilled and joyful. And when you resist it, you feel stuck, depressed, like something's missing. Hello, anyone has this problem? Experiences? Yeah? So post comments if you have this. If you feel struggle, you feel like things are resisting, you're missing something, you're not aligned, your paths are not aligned with your soul purpose contract. Okay. And just because I discovered my soul contract earlier last year, I followed through with what I'm supposed to do. I start remembering my soul contract that was open to me by the Council of AOI and Metatron. And of course, my own monad self, which is El Chenara. My life is different now. It's just, a year. So under the New Earth application, like now, if you want to be in the 5th New Earth consciousness, everyone must know their soul contract, their life purpose contract, so they can fulfill and live their life purpose contract openly and fulfill it. No more hiding your gifts. No more practical jobs that drain you. Those 3D jobs, 9 to 5 or whatever, that's not aligned with your frequency. Your purpose is to work at the career that you love. It feels like hobby, not work. And abundance still flow naturally from the alignment. Everything is all about alignment. All right? Does this resonate with anyone here? If it does, please post comments. Okay? I would like to hear that. Now let's move into the second type of contracts. Here's number 2. It's the relationship contracts. Yeah, I'm sure this one is very popular too. Okay? So what it is in this contract is an agreement with the specific souls in your life to meet in this lifetime for mutual growth. And sometimes it can cause pain and sorrow, sadness and disappointment. Yeah. And there are many different types of relationship contracts under this category. There's a soulmate contracts. This is like deep romantic connections, and multiple soulmates is possible. You may not just have one romantic connection, you may have more than one, many. So it teaches you about love, self-love, especially yourself, about partnership. This soulmate contract can be temporary or can be a lifelong relationship. And then the twin flame contracts under this category, your soul at a half, this usually intense, transformative. The purpose of this contract is to, experience or give you a catalyst for awakening and ascension. Often it's very challenging, always evolutionary. Okay. The next type under this category is the soul family contract. This is your spiritual tribe. It feels like coming home, foremost. Purpose to support, collaboration, mission work, recognize each other's instantly. Usually those who are walking on the Earth dimension, New Earth, 5D will meet their soul family contract. This is not like a regular family contract. This is someone who's not your biological family, but they are your soul tribe. They are your soul family. Okay, so that's a different. The next one is a karmic contracts under this second category. This one is a soul you have known in past lives, probably more than one past lives. Okay, this is unfinished business to resolve. The purpose of this contract is to balance the karma, to heal the wounds, to forgive. It can be very difficult, but it's very necessary. Anyone has this type of contract? You can post down and share. The next one is a teacher-student contract, okay, under this category. Someone who teaches you crucial lessons. It can be a formal teacher or just a life situation. They don't have to be like in institution teaching teacher type, but just anyone. But they teach you something. Okay, now the purpose of this connection is to accelerate your growth. And often it's appear at the this usually happen at the perfect timing. The next type is the parent-child contract. You choose your parents, they choose you. The purpose is to give you a specific lessons for both and not always easy. This one is different from the soul tribe, okay, that's what I was talking about. It's always meaningful though. Sometimes your own family, your blood family, your biological family, you may not even have connection. You may have a lot of disagreement, fight, or I have very strong karmic connection with them, and it can be a learning, teaching, reverse role, such as child teaches parents too. Okay, and how you recognize them. This is an instant recognition when you meet. Okay, um, you were just like, oh, I know you before. Then it's an intense emotion. It can be either positive or negative. It can feel like you have known them forever, and they may trigger deep growth in you. Usually, they do. You can't stop thinking about them or care about them or love them. And to live consciously in the 5D or the new earth consciousness, you must understand that relationship contracts removes blame. If you have your difficult parents, know that you chose them for specific lessons. What about your toxic ex? That means when you understand it, when you understand this relationship, it removes the karma contract. It complete that. Your soul tribe, your agreement is to reunite and work together. And now I have met my soul tribe. When you see the relationship as a contract, you stop being a victim and start being a conscious participant. This is the New Earth application that everybody must follow. Okay? And you will meet the right people in your life. Now, in the 5D relationship, it's only conscious contract. You guys must understand that. If you want to be in a 5D relationship, you must understand that it must be a conscious contract. All right? No more unconscious pattern. That's what it means. No more karmic loops. You meet, you recognize the contract, you know the contract. I knew the contract before I met all my 12 soul tribe. Okay? You fulfill it with awareness and love. And relationship becomes sacred partnership for evolution to each and everyone in the group, in the tribe. Now, let's go into the category. Contract number 3. This is a challenging contracts. Okay. Ooh, sounds harsh already. What it is agreement to face specific difficulties that will forge your strength and wisdom. And for example, I got an example here. You may have health challenges, financial struggles, loss and grief, betrayals and heartbreak, addiction and recovery, disability or limitation, trauma and healing. So why you chose this? This is to develop specific qualities in you. It can develop compassion through suffering, strength through adversity, wisdom through experience, empathy through pain, and is to balance the karma. Okay, so experience that you caused others in the past life, no punishment, but understanding. So you're walking in another person's shoes. So to become a healer and teacher, you can't teach what you haven't lived. Your wounds become your wisdom. Your healing becomes your gift. So the paradox in this is that your greatest challenges are often your greatest contracts, believe it or not. It makes you grow like a lot. And the things that almost broke you is preparing you to help thousands of people who face the same thing. Do you believe in that? So how do you recognize yours? Recurring patterns or themes, challenges that won't go away, just keep repeating it all your life. A situation or any situations that force you to grow, pain that transform into purpose, living consciously. How to live this consciously in 5D New Earth. When you understand challenges, contracts, you stop asking, why me? Why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? You stop being a victim and become a warrior. And you stop resisting and start to integrate. Start integrating. The challenge doesn't necessarily go away, but your relationship to it transforms. So to use this contract, understand this contract in the 5D consciousness on a new earth, you must recognize that they are contract immediately. The challenges are recognized as a contract. No more years of suffering unconsciously. You see the challenges, you understand the contract. Extract the lesson. What is it that you learn? And complete it. Suffering become a conscious growth. And that's beautiful. All right. So let's move into the contract type category 4. They're gifts and ability contracts that you carry. And what it is an agreement for what special abilities, talents, and gifts you will bring to earth. So, for example, psychic abilities, clairvoyance, channeling, and healing abilities, energy work, medicine, therapy, creative gifts like art, music, writing, leadership abilities, vision, inspiration, guidance, teaching gifts, wisdom, transmission, mentoring, coaching, technical skill, any kind of innovation, any building, and any creating. Okay, so why these are contracts? I mean, everyone, I didn't randomly get lucky with your gift, my gift. Some people say, wow, Tina, you have such a gift. Channeling, doing this spiritual work is not. It's just the contract I chose. So you spend a lifetime developing them, which is true. It takes a lifetime. And you contracted to bring them to this lifetime for specific purpose. And how do you recognize them? This gift that you bring to this lifetime. You're naturally good at. Ask yourself this question. You can write down and ask this question. What you learn easily as a child, what people are amazed at what you can do, and what feels so effortless to you when you do it, and what you remember from the past lives. So now you also have responsibility when you carry this gift with you. With that gift come with those gifts comes with the great contracts and responsibility as well. You didn't receive these abilities for yourself alone. You contracted to use them in service. Hello, hello, hello. Listen to this. This gift, you contract to use them in service, not just for yourself. And when you hoard your gifts or hide them, you feel unfulfilled. When you share them, you feel alive. And by using this contract and living consciously in this new earth, you stop downplaying your gifts. Stop hiding them. Stop waiting for someday. Someday your gifts are part of your contract and the world needs them now. Share them boldly. And how you use this in New Earth. In 5D, a New Earth, frequency consciousness, everyone's gifts are honored and utilized. No more starving artists, no more struggling healers, no more struggling uh, 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 um, spiritual people doing work and still stay in poverty. Your gifts are valued, compensated, and celebrated. It's changed now, it's shifting now in 5D consciousness, guys. There's no more of being poor, lack with your gift that you share with everyone in service. You use them freely in service to the collective. Okay. Even when you do great walks, when you do great walks on the earth, the Mother Earth gives back to you, believe it or not. Okay. So now let's move into contract category 5. Okay. This is location contracts. And what it is that an agreement about where you will live, work, and serve the earth, serve on earth. A good example would be born in a specific country and culture, called to move to a certain places, especially like when you have a great walker contract, usually you have that, you get to visit many different sacred sites and anchor light into a specific locations. A lot of people are very unconscious about this. Bridge different cultures and places. All right. So why location matters on the contracts. Earth grid has specific points that need specific souls, your specific physical body that you channel or your carry your code from your monad or I just call it higher self. You didn't randomly end up where you are. Your location is part of your contract. Now, how do you recognize that? How recognize it's yours, you know? So you're feeling called, a strong call, strong pull to specific places and dreams about location you have never visited before. Maybe you just have these daydreaming visions, restlessness until you move somewhere. Instant home feeling in certain places, and usually your mission work tied to geography. Okay. So living how to live your contact, this contract, location contract consciously. I mean, if you feel a call to any places, strong, trust that intuition. Your soul knows its great points. Don't let fear, money, or any other factors to stop you, or even anyone's other people's opinions. Your location contract is part of your mission, part of your soul contract. It's not other people's contracts. Don't even ask them. Ask your higher self. Go inside into your heart. And can you apply? How can you apply this to the new Earth? 5D consciousness when you are on this path. Usually, when you feel like you have to move without fear, question, most people who live in this frequency of 5D will move fluidly to where they are needed and guided. No more borders, no more restrictions. You go where your contract calls you, Mother Earth calls you, anchor your light and move to the next point. It's like being monadic, light working become normal. Okay. So those who are call themselves monad usually like great walkers. I feel. So now let's move into the contract category 6, timing contracts. Wow, this one sounds even like unique. It is an agreement about when things will happen in your life. All right, example for this one, this category is about when you will awaken spiritually. It's different timing for everyone, so never try to force anyone to awaken. Okay, so when you will meet your soulmate, your divine counterpart, don't rush it. It will happen. Work on yourself first. When your career will shift again, it will happen, but work on what you love to do. Be consistent with it and have joy with it and share. When you have children, when you move locations, when you will complete your mission, that you don't, you will know once you know your contract. Okay. So this is like a divine timing contract. Okay. Everything in your contract has a timing code. Code. That's important. Not too early because you're not ready. Your soul's not ready. And it's not too late. You're not going to miss the window, but exactly when your soul planned it to be. So why things feels late? If something hasn't happened yet, it's not late and you're not behind, okay? It's a timing contract hasn't activated yet. Trust the timing. When you listen to intuition, you follow your heart, you will know when it's activated and how to recognize yours. There's going to be a sudden shift at specific ages, okay? And everything changes at once. Everything just kind of move around so fast. Many doors opening after years of waiting, meeting the right people at the right timing, and a lot of synchronicity just increasing. That's when you know. Okay, so try to live this consciously under this contract. Stop forcing, stop rushing, don't rush. Stop comparing your timeline with other people. Your timing contract is unique to you. Not even some contract is the same. So what's meant for you will arrive exactly when you're ready to receive it. Okay. So how you apply this to the new earth consciousness. The 5D divine timing is very obvious. You will feel an activation code. Yes, you will feel. You know when it's time to act and when to wait. No more anxiety about timing. Complete trust in the unfolding. Okay, this is surrendering. This is complete trust in divine action and guidance. So now let's move into the last category. Okay, it's a completion and exit contracts. And what it is an agreement of how and when you will complete this lifetime. Okay, there's an important understanding here. This is the most sensitive contract. Okay, but if it's important to understand, you chose not just how you live, it's how you live as well. So this is the natural completion on this earth. So it can be a long life, natural death, your mission completed. That's when you leave, or it can be a conscious transition, or you can have an early exit point. Optional. You have an optional early exit point too. This is like optional off ramps on your contract. Good example would be serious illness, which I had, accidents, and near death experience. Your soul choose whether to stay or go. Not a failure if you leave early. Okay. So under this contract, there's a subcontract. It's called sacrifice contracts. Okay. This is very rare contract, but some soul contract to leave early. This is to wake other people's up, is to shift the timelines and to always voluntary, never force. This could be like, September 11. Just want to give you that example. So why this? Why this matters? It is to understand exit contract helps you not to fear death, make peace with the loss. Now, if you lose someone in your life because they passed away, make peace with it. Understand that's the contract. Understand near death experiences and live fully now. Don't wait until you're retired. Living it consciously as well. So remember that every day is a gift, is a beautiful gift. Every morning is a new day, new dawn is a beautiful gift. Your contract has a completion date. But if you don't know when, you live your contract fully now. Don't wait, don't postpone. Do what you came here to do. And how do you apply this on New Earth, the 5D? Death is understood as a transition, not ending. When you exit contracts, it's an honor. Exit contracts are honor when it's the right time. You wrote it. Grief is processed consciously. And many always choose conscious death, like many monks and Tibetans masters living exactly when they choose. Okay. So now, so I'm going to share with you how to identify your soul contracts. Okay. So the practical method here is like, okay, looking at your life patterns. And then your contracts show up as patterns, really. It's recurring theme. That would be an active contract that you're carrying. And there's some type of relationships keep appearing. Same challenges in a different form, different bodies. Same opportunities repeated, offered. And it seems like what you can't escape is like a major contract. Yeah, when you feel like you can't escape, it's a real big contract here that you need to be aware of. So the thing that just follow you everywhere, this theme, the issue won't just resolve until you actually face it. This has to do a lot with like relationship, especially like on men, that they just kind of run away from commitment. All right. So they just keep doing that all their life. So you just keep ignoring that, afraid to give your heart, things like that, fears involved. So remember, sometimes you may experience like what bring you alive. That's the purpose contract that you recognize. So when you lose track of time, when you feel most yourself, you feel the happiest, you feel flow, when life flow effortlessly, you are under that contract, the contract of purpose contract. Okay. So just remember your contracts activate at key moments in your life. So, at birth, all your contracts encoded, these 7 contracts. At the age of 7, your first major activation happened, your contracts. Age 14, this you can actually look back in your life and recognize each opening of the contract. At age 14, identity contracts activated. Age 21, adult contracts begins. Age 28 to 30, the Saturn return major contract review. Major change will happen during that time between that age for everyone. Age 33, the Christ consciousness activation. Age 40 to 42, midlife contract shift. Most people will have issue during that time. Age 50 and up, wisdom contracts activated. So look at what happened at these ages in your life. Those events were contracts activation time. Okay. So notice, and also notice your strong reaction too, because usually the major contracts will trigger strong emotions. It's like sometimes you recognize instant recognition in the relationship contract. You recognize the intense, resistant challenges contract that you're avoiding. You may experience deep passion. This is a purpose contract calling you. You may have experienced unexplainable knowing that's your gift contract activating. You may experience homesick for places. That's your location contract activating. Okay. So another thing that you can recognize which contract that's activating in your life is by asking your soul directly. Just go into meditation. Close your eyes and then take 3 deep breaths. And then ask, and you may have a pen and a paper, just write down what you feel, or may you see glimpse images. The feeling is the most important thing, okay? And you can do this on a daily basis, especially in the morning, right after you wake up. Or even pay attention to your dreams. It will tell you about your souls and what happened, what you're facing right now, which contracts activating, and what you should do. You can ask the questions such as, what are my primary soul contracts? And just write down what you feel, what you receive. The next question is, what am I here to do? Third question, who am I here to meet? Next question, what am I here to heal? The last question is, what am I here to create? And then start listening, quiet your mind. The first thing that comes to you usually is correct answer. Okay. Now, if you keep doing that and maybe your mind's too busy, you're very stressed, you're not able to tune in, tap into your own intuition, into your heart. The next way is to get a Akashic reading from professional. That's the most direct way to see your contracts is through the Akashic records. And this is what I do, what I offer in my soul contract reading. This is one of my major soul contract is to open access Akashic reading, not just for myself, but for others and to teach them as well. No wonder when I was younger, I always wanted to know how to open up my contracts. I love to go to the libraries and learn, uh, uh, um, attract to the wisdom and knowledge, want to know everything. And then in my 30s, I begin to offer classes in Akashic. I think it's right around 2010, I offer Akashic reading and teaching. I had a meetup group here in Silmar, California, Los Angeles. And from year 2011 to 2015 or 16, I taught Akashic reading to many students. And then, after that, things went down, because of my divorce. So that has to be relationship contract, challenging contract maybe, uh, which I have more than one in relationship. Uh, I mean, I think after another challenge, really, a challenge contract, which was COVID, pneumonia that I received, it triggers my gift contract. Why I started my YouTube. I started to teach Thai community and have growing followers. That's why you see my YouTube will have both languages in Thai and English. Okay. I'm a bridge between the world, between East and West. So I also live between the world. I live in United States, Los Angeles, and also in Thailand, north of Thailand. Okay. So um so I've been accessing and I access quite clearly since beginning of last year. I knew my contract since then. I knew my life purpose. I knew my karma. I knew my challenges, my vows, and everything. I knew that I'm a great walker. I'm a teacher. My main contract is to open a Akashic record for others. It's activate other people and also teach others how to access the Akashic record. Okay, so here it is what I do, and what I received on my YouTube are accessed information from Archangel Metatron and the Council of AOI to access information about life purpose and everything. It's not just the contract. I am able to access universal cosmic information, star system, all star system, multiverse, different realities, all your timelines, how to jump the timelines, go into back into many past life and many histories that are not recorded on Earth. Um, I can do mediumship through Akashic. And just many things that we can access. Okay, I can access as well. So I offer that, and if you're interested in accessing your record, your contract, the seven contracts especially, please read this description under this video. I have information there. It's going to be only email reading. Allow me 3 to 14 days to return your reading. If you live in United States, um, I can accept Zelle and PayPal. You live in Thailand, just give you that information as well. Um, so this is my passion. So this is my purpose. You will discover your seven type contracts, who you have contract with, and what you're here to accomplish, how to complete your contracts consciously, and what are your highest timeline potentials. These are information I will access for you if you decide to use me to open up your records. Okay. And also understand that many contracts you have to complete. However, understand also that not all contracts will last your whole life. Some are meant to complete so you can move on to the next level. Okay. And and then you just kind of sign the contracts to complete it and lessons learned. You now have to repeat again. You finally get it. The pattern stop repeating and you have integrated the wisdom. That's what the contracts are. So if the person lives in your life, that means relationship naturally ends. No drama, just completion. Both soul moves on. Okay. If the challenge is resolved, then your health will improve, your money will flow, your situation will shift to the positive flow. And if you feel different, this is how your contract complete and finish. You feel lighter, freer, no more charge on the topic. You just have this general peace. Okay. So when you have new contracts activate, you will notice that new people appear in your life. New opportunities arise in your life. A new chapter begins and you feel it. You feel the newness. Mhm. So now you also have to complete some contract, but you must complete consciously, which is very important, especially if you're moving and transition into 5D consciousness. The first thing you need to have is to be aware that you have to acknowledge your contracts. Stop resisting. I'm here to learn this. This is part of my soul contract. Then extract the lesson from the contract, what it is teaching me, and then integrate that wisdom fully. Next step, express gratitude. Thanks to the person in your life, even though it's hard, challenging situation, challenges, it's for the growth that's provided. Release with love. Say this contract is complete. I release it with love and gratitude. I'm ready for what's next. Then cut the cord. You can ask Archangel Michael to help cut all the cords, energetically cut any cords keeping you attached to complete the contracts finally, clearly, fully. Okay. So, and then declare completion. Say out loud, I declare that this contract complete. So it is. And so what happened after you complete your contract? You immediately, there's a shift in the energy. New people, opportunities just coming into your life, appearing left and right. Old patterns stop completely. And there's a next level contracts activate as well. And life moves forward. Okay. And then what you should know and be aware is with my guidance with this reading and also the guidance of Council AOI Metatron, live your contract, living your contract consciously in this new earth. So important, not the old earth. You need to get away from that because you don't want to repeat that pattern again. So uh, um, the old earth, the 3D is unconscious contracts. Is a victim mentalities. Why this is happening to me? Why am I just, always run to all this resistant and challenging? You're resisting the rest and unconsciously, repeating the negative patterns. You're suffering unnecessarily. But when you begin to understand your contract consciously, this is a new earth way of 5D consciousness. You begin to live your contract consciously, right? You begin to create your reality mentally. What am I creating this through this? Embrace the lesson, completing the patterns. You grow gracefully and you only manifest. You learn how to manifest and how to live in grace. Now, there are 5 principles of conscious living contract. Okay, when you have a conscious contract, there are 5 principles that you must know. The first one, principle one, remember you chose this. You are not a victim of your contracts. Remember that you are an author and you chose them because you were born. This gives you power. And you can use this affirmation just so that you remember that you chose this. I chose this experience for my soul's evolution. Repeat this affirmation. The next principle, two, note that everything is for your growth. That's it. There are no bad contracts. Even the most painful ones serve the highest good. Trust your soul's wisdom and say this affirmation if you like. Every experience is perfectly designed for my growth. Every experience is perfectly designed for my growth. Say this. Now, principle three of consciously living your contract in the 5D consciousness. You can negotiate your contract. Yes, there's contracts are flexible and negotiable. There are some contracts that are not negotiable, and I offer this reading as well, which I'm going to put in the description. You can ask for me to open up your 7 contracts, and then another reading is negotiable or non-negotiable contract. So if one is not, I mean, the contract not serving you anymore, you can negotiate with your soul contract, the soul council, the group of council, your soul, your higher self, your oversoul, your monad. It's free. You can ask, and it will always honor to you. And how to renegotiate your contract. And remember, this must be negotiable contract as well. You meditate and call in your guides, explain why your contract is not working, and ask for a modification and or release of the contract and be willing to accept the answer. Okay, trust the new agreement. Usually the one that you can do is like poverty contracts, like always poor, always not making anything, right? Rewrite that. Negotiate that. In my reading, I actually show you how. All right. This is the guidance from Archangel Metatron and also Council of AOI as well, the ancient or organic intelligence. Now let's go into the next principle four, that completion is possible in your contract. You don't have to suffer forever. Every contract has a completion point. Learn the lesson, integrate the wisdom, and just move on. Okay. So now let's say this affirmation with me if you like. I complete my contracts with grace and ease. Once again, I complete my contracts with grace and ease. Okay. So now let's move to the principle number 5. Your contracts serve the collective. Yes. Are you aware of that? Your personal contract aren't just about you. Remember that they serve humanity's evolution. When you heal the collective. When you awaken, you help others awaken as well. All is one, one is all. Your mission, live your contract so consciously. Remember, live your consciously, that you become a template for other people. The more people live your contract consciously, hear me this. This is so important. It's vital. When you live your contract consciously, you become a template for others people, your family, your friends, everyone on this earth. And you being, in a way, your life will shift for better. Benefit of living contract consciously. Okay. 1, less suffering. You understand why things happen. 2, more flow. You align with your soul's path beautifully. 3, faster growth. You don't resist lessons. 4, better relationships. You see the contracts clearly. That's why. 5, fulfill purpose. You do what you came here to do. 6, inner peace. That's so important. You trust the process. 7, quantum leap. You complete contracts so quickly. 7, 5D living. You embody new earth consciousness. Okay. This is what uh, 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 new earth experiences. Okay. A lot of people are not aware of this. And this is what they share with me. So how this help you live the new earth when you understand you live consciously in a 5D consciousness? these contracts, by knowing these contracts, and you follow through it, you see life as a divine agreement, not random chaos. You take full responsibility, not blame others all the time. You co-create consciously, not react unconsciously. You honor also contracts, not judgment on their path. Okay. You complete karma quickly, not drag it for so many lifetimes. Repetition. You live your purpose, not wasting your time. You love unconditionally. You understanding everyone's doing their best with their contract. You trust divine timing, no force, no rush. You serve the collective, knowing that your contracts help humanity as well, not just yourself. You ascend gracefully, completing your earth contracts and graduating. You may never come back, reincarnate on earth anymore. You move on to another existence, different experience if you chose to do to, and you can choose to come back again. You have choice now. Okay. So, whew, that's a long video, guys, right? If you're listening until the end of this video, my God, you are ready for this living consciously, with your contracts. And guys, either talk to your own oversoul to find out about your contracts that I talk about, or if you want to utilize my service, please do. I will give you a complete true clarity, with this reading. Just read description underneath. Okay. So in closing, remember that your soul contracts are not punishment. They're not random. They are sacred divine agreements you made before you were born to experience a specific lesson. And some of them can be very challenging, especially with relationships, finance, health, whatever it is, even your mission. And remember, you have 7 types of contracts: your life purpose, your relationship, your challenges, your gifts and abilities, your location, your timing, and your completion. Okay. Those are all the contracts, 7 contracts I will access from Akashic through the assistance of Archangel Metatron and the Council of AOI. Okay. So when you understand your contracts, everything makes sense, total sense. Like I did, beginning of last year, when things happened in my life, it's just like everything just collapsed with relationship and also my court case. I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have this connection with Archangel, Metatron, and all the highest being from, you can call it, say, from heaven. It just came in at the right timing and opened me up to my divine purpose, divine mission. Okay. So when you understand your contract, everything makes sense. The difficult relationship that you have, no problem anymore. You got it. It's a karmic contract. You understand? The recurring challenges that you have, especially in a love relationship, the growth contract. I have grown so much in just 1 year. The calling that you cannot even ignore. The purpose contract that a lot of people have questions. You will know the answer. And here's the beautiful part, guys. You can complete your contracts. You can renegotiate with not all, but some of them. There are non-negotiable contract and there are negotiable contracts, which I also offer that reading. I will put both of them in here. Okay. You can live them consciously right now if you want to be in the 5D New Earth consciousness. If you don't live your contract consciously, you are not in the New Earth consciousness, guy. You're still stuck in the 3D. So you can live them consciously instead of unconsciously suffering through them. And this is how you live the new earth. This is 5D consciousness. This is a soul mastery on your path when you know your contract. Okay, guys? So now I have a personal invitation to all of you. If you have watched this video until this part that I'm about to say, if you're ready to see your specific soul contracts clearly, like you are ready for this change, you're ready to jump into this 5D consciousness. You're ready to like understand about yourself, what you're here to do, and understand all your 7 contracts. I offer these soul contract readings through a Akashic record with a assistance of the Archangel Metatron and the Council of AOI. I will show you all your contracts, truthfully, honest, clarity, all there, who you have agreement with, what you are here to accomplish, how to complete what's ready to finish, and how to activate your highest timelines. And this is the life-changing work. When you see your contracts, you stop being a victim totally and become a conscious creator. Yes, you create your own life. You begin to manifest your life. You begin to remember and watch everything happening on your contracts before it even happened. You see it, boom, manifest, manifest, manifest. It's just joyful to watch everything manifest in your life. So here's a call to action. You must take action. Post comment below. I'm ready to understand my soul contract and share. If you're not ready right now, you can share. You can do it on yourself if you want to. All right. You will find out which contract resonates most with you. Post comment, share. So here's a final blessing from Archangel and the Council. Let's support each other in living our contracts consciously. And there's a final blessing. May you see your contracts clearly. May you live them consciously. May you complete them gracefully. May you remember, and you chose this. And you chose it because your soul is brave, wise, and ready to evolve. So it is. So it is. Thank you. Thank you for, watching this whole video. It's quite a long one, and we'll see you in the next video, guys. Thanks a lot. Post comments, share if you like.